Hello, welcome to Church Leadership Lab, the first live in-person
This is different.
episode
What's
ever.
happening?
I know, so congratulations.
Surprise!
You're a part of the ride. Welcome, we're glad to be with you. Our goal on this podcast is conversations that help empower healthy churches. And so we've been able to have a number of those, and we're excited to have this one today. Now, what we're going to be talking about is recapping our Healthy Church Summit. So if you have not already, if you weren't there live with us, go back, watch the replay. Super exciting stuff, but we are going to kind of talk about some of the highlights from that. So actually, if you don't want to watch it, this is like the Cliff Notes version, a little bit.
Or massive spoiler alert.
That's true. Yeah. So maybe hit pause.
Right now, stop.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
Then come back.
Because I know how like super concerned people are about like spoilers.
Well,
from
people
our
are,
Healthy Church
they
Summit.
can be. They
Yeah.
start reading a blog and it's like, I stop, or they're angry that you didn't say spoilers. So spoilers
It's true.
for those that might be upset.
It's true. But we're not going to talk about like Ted Lasso or anything. So no,
Can we?
No spoilers there. Sure.
Okay.
I could hang. Yeah. My wife and I are pretty caught up on it. So.
We'll see how much time we've got left, right?
All right.
Okay.
Okay. First question.
Okay.
Kacie.
For me?
For you.
You have all the questions.
I got them all right here
Okay.
on my trusty iPhone.
You're power hungry.
Thanks, Apple. And by the way, we have Steve here. You can't see Steve. He's behind the camera. But he's an integral part of this experience. So shout
Only
out.
for today.
Yeah, only for today.
It's a very special occasion.
I know. He's been wanting to be on the show a lot. So
He's so needy.
I think he's pretty excited right now. Anyway, what was your favorite part of the summit?
Of the whole summit, my favorite part. So we all work remotely. I don't know if everyone knows that. A lot of people do, but I'm in Oklahoma. You're in Chicagoland, which I always want to say Chicago town. I know that's not a thing.
Don't do that.
I would never.
No, people would be like, "You're not
You
from
clearly
around
are
here."
not from Chicago town, if that's what you
Chicagoland.
call it.
Although Chicagoland does sound like an amusement park.
It sounds totally fake.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
You're like, are we going to like Happy Land? Like
You
what?
might be.
Yeah.
I digress.
Okay.
We're all spread out, so being able to bring some of our team, not everybody, we have like over 750-ish people that work for Ministry Brands, so
Yeah.
not all of them, but a chunk of our people were in one place for an entire 2 days.
Yeah.
And that was kind of neat because we don't have that opportunity. So I really liked getting to spend time with our teammates and learning a lot more about them as human beings.
Yeah.
I learned a lot more about Janet and how much she can fundraise
I
like
know.
nobody's business.
Yeah.
So I wanted to throw a gala
Yeah.
for no reason.
Just 'cause.
But I learned a lot about the people. We do such good work for the same reason, but it's hard work and it's fast work and it's projects, and then you move on to the next thing and you don't have a lot of time to just know more about you. So
Yeah. And there's a lot of advantages to remote work
Sure.
for sure. And there's some awesome things about it. One of the downsides is you don't have the hey, let's go grab lunch,
That's
or,
right.
we're going and grabbing coffee
Right.
and then saying, how was your weekend?
tell me more about yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who are you? You know what I mean? So that's something that if you're not super intentional with,
That's right.
and obviously
Yeah.
calendars fill up and it's really tough. So
It was nice.
yeah, one thing that's funny though is there's this thing. So if any of you listening have been remote and have had this experience, you know what it's like, where you meet your teammates and you're like, there's the height thing, right? That you're like, way shorter than I thought, way taller than I thought. You know what I mean? Or like whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So I find that
I don't want to put you on the spot. You're what, 6'3"?
Yeah.
5'3".
Yeah. I did get from everybody, I think. Oh, you're a lot taller than I thought. So,
Hey,
yeah.
it's good to meet you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if we ever meet, you and me podcast
He's taller
listener,
than
yeah.
he looks.
Yeah. But I'm not like crazy tall where you're like, are you in the NBA? I
How
can't
big
decide.
are you?
I'm not. I
No.
didn't make it. That ship sailed.
There's still hope.
Yes. So let me answer this. My favorite part of the summit, I actually loved Pastor Adam being a part of it.
He's so great.
Yep. And so I think what was really cool about it is we spent a lot of time pouring into building
Yeah.
the tool, talking about like how can we let people know about it, like a lot of energy, a lot of effort, which it needs.
Sure.
But what's really cool is to see and to hear from somebody like the impact it's actually making. I've gotten to hear a few stories from some customers lately, And you just have this moment of like, this is why we do this.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. And so, yeah, I really liked, having Adam there, hearing him share some stories, but also like, getting a glimpse into the impact that we're making. So.
We get to hear a little bit, but for the most part, we build these tools and then just go like, I hope they help. And very rarely do you get to actually meet. Sometimes you hear the stories, but then face to face, like know the people that use them day in and day out.
Yeah.
So he's great.
Like imagine like raising kids and send them off to college, and you're like, well, that's it. Never going to see them again. Done. Yeah, like
hope that works out.
Godspeed. You know what I mean? Like, see ya. So yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Me too. Good one.
Yeah. All right. We have a lot of innovation happening.
A lot of innovation?
Yeah.
We do?
We do.
We've talked about it a little bit.
Believe it or not, the summit unpacked a lot of that.
So
not as this will be a little bit of a spoiler, but
okay.
also a little bit of a go check out more.
Right.
Because we went through a lot, laid out a lot of what does the future look like.
Yeah.
For Ministry Brands Amplify. So we're not gonna recap all of that. But
let's go watch the summit.
Summit plug. There you go. But with all that we shared, what did you find most exciting, specifically for church leaders?
Okay, sure. That one to me is super easy. It's seeing all of these modules coming into the Ministry Brands Amplify platform. So an actual, true, end-to-end, total church ops solution suite.
Yeah.
That felt like a lot of words, but
yeah.
Going from, we talked about it a lot, these disjointed systems. I think I one day actually tested myself because I feel like I was asking church leaders, how many systems do you use? And then I went, oh gosh, how many do I use?
Yeah.
Everything from, email to this to this. I'm like, it's like 20 plus systems in one day that I use just to do my job. It's no different for church leaders. So seeing all of that truly becoming one thing and then being able to see the roadmap of here are the 5 core things that are there right now. And here's exactly what will be there next quarter by the end of this year. And then the really, really exciting stuff and seeing it all laid out in a timeline. Like, it's not just futuristic. Some of it's here right now, and then this is the stuff that will be here really soon.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is like, we have a helicopter going overhead right now. So
it's the fun of podcasting.
If you hear that, shout out to helicopters everywhere. Maybe you're a pilot, you're listening to this as you fly your helicopter.
Like the summit. I have to come talk to them about it.
You probably shouldn't, actually. That's probably not.
That'd be weird.
That's probably like a safety hazard. So turn this off if you're flying a helicopter right now. I think this is gonna be maybe out of left field for some, but my favorite thing is our financials, like our accounting, the financials module.
Okay.
And
tell me more.
The reason is, now, mind you, I don't think I've ever done any accounting ever in my life. So I'm not an accountant. I don't, my involvement in ministry really never had to do with.
Nor should it.
Balancing the books or anything like that. The reason why, though, I think, and this is why I think is super powerful, is it like that to have everything in one place. And often what will happen is it'll be like all in one solution, and it's like most in one solution, right? But that's the piece to me that when you bring that in, then it's literally like end to end. So from your people and from their giving or expenses or like whatever you're doing, like the way that it just sort of rounds out the entire picture to me is exciting, because then it truly is kind of that one stop platform. So
I can respect that. And as someone who did not excel in the mathematics of my academic career, accounting would not be on the top of my list of things that make me excited every day. But to your point, knowing how all of that in one solution really is a game changer for the people who are doing that as a business function. Totally understand your point.
Yeah, and it probably does a lot of the math for you. So
thank goodness.
I know. Exactly.
We should not be doing the maths.
No, that's no. Although I was decent at math.
I passed. It's just not something I'm going to brag about.
My math class too. I don't know like what they were. If it was like a different kind of like education system, but like in order to pass, you just had to do your homework. You didn't have to get the answers right.
Just effort.
Yeah. So we had carbon paper. You remember carbon paper?
Yeah.
So what happened was like your homework was 25 problems on your carbon paper, and then you turn in the copy and you got a copy. Now, what a lot of my classmates did, I never did this, certainly, is like that morning, we're all hanging out and it's like, oh yeah, I didn't do that. Like, hey, let me see your paper. And it's like you're literally just like writing numbers on your piece because then you just have to turn it in. Yeah. I don't think they do that anymore.
That doesn't sound very thorough.
Yeah, a lot of bad math
That would have
scores.
helped me out tremendously.
Yeah. All right. One thing I want to ask you about in particular. So we talked about the Healthy Church Hub, everything kind of to come with that, things that are already happening, wheels that are already spinning. But one big part of that is going to be our partner page.
Yes.
And you have been working super hard on all things partnerships. And so, can you share a little bit about the goal, what that's going to be, just kind of what's coming with that?
100%. Because believe it or not, this podcast is not our full-time job.
It's true.
I know that's a surprise.
I know. People probably hear it and they're like, they're so amazing. Obviously,
that's all they do all day.
Rehearse for 7 hours and then record. We don't, actually.
I wish we did. That'd be great. No, so partnerships are my actual job here at Ministry Brands. So we've got two things, right? We've got Ministry Brands Amplify, the church software solution, and then in partnership, or maybe an extension of that, is the Healthy Church Hub, which we talked about at the summit. So that is our one-stop shop for resources, not just to teach you how to use Ministry Brands Amplify, but also thought leadership, podcasts, blogs, newsletters, all these great chunks of resource for the leaders that we serve. How can I learn and how can I grow? That's what that's for. What I'm excited about is the thing that I'm responsible for, no pressure, but is our partner marketplace. Yeah. So on the Healthy Church Hub, coming soon, the church leaders that we serve, or anybody, really, you don't have to be a customer, but you can come to that place and see, here's all of the people or companies or, other solutions that we are now in partnership with that are all the things that we don't do, right? Because we don't do everything. Kind of like we don't just do the podcast. Ministry Brands doesn't do everything that a church would need. So we have the software for people and giving and background checks and websites and accounting, but we don't do church staffing. We don't do HR solutions. We don't do accounting consulting.
Right.
We don't do all these other things that a church leader might need. But a lot of our customers every day, I know they've asked you, hey, do you know somebody that does fill in the blank? And it's kind of like, well, let me Google that for you.
Yeah.
Not, hey, check out our partner page of people that we know and trust and can confidently say, hey, just check out our page.
Yeah.
So that's coming soon, and I'm super excited to serve our churches better, but also to help connect them with other faith-based organizations or ministry support tools that we know, hey, just click here. They're great. They're going to take good care of you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's the piece too that I like, is that it's still with the goal of empowering healthy churches.
Totally.
And just understanding that you'll need more than just our platform for that. Everything software wise, right? Mm-hmm. We can handle, but there's other needs, and so.
So I would also say, like, hey, if you didn't know that we have a partnership program, do you want to be a partner? Click here, whatever, I don't know. If there was like an imaginary lower
link
third.
Here, I'm not really going to do that.
I'm pretending, but all the ways to reach out and be like, hey, I would love to learn more about your partnership. Something I would love for us to get into is mental health. Mm-hmm. How can we resource pastors through respite, mental health advocacy, anything that you might need, again, that is beyond the software that we create and sell. That's what I see the partnership program being. Yeah,
absolutely. All right. If you haven't yet, go watch the summit. And what's cool too, like we didn't even mention this, but just the investment that we're making.
Yeah.
I mean, $50,000 isn't, at least for me, anything to sneeze at.
Oh, you're not giving it? Oh, I thought it was coming.
That's not coming. No, that's not.
So weird.
Checked the account, and that check was going to bounce.
That's probably a good call.
But 5 churches receiving $10,000 each. 5 instances of Ministry Brands Amplify. Like just being able to not only share, hey, here's what we're working on to help and serve you, but also here's some real tangible, resources. So, super excited about that as well. And actually, so this, as this goes out, if you, the thing about the internet, I don't know if you knew this, but things live on there forever. So you'll listen to this, it could be year 2038 or something.
I just heard from Sandlot in my head. I heard forever.
Great movie, by the way.
I know, sorry.
Amazing.
I didn't mean to derail, but you said things live forever, and I saw his face.
Yeah,
and,
forever.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you want some more of, I'm sorry, I was trying to work it in.
Taking it too far.
Yeah. So if you are listening to this or watching this, and we're still in June
of 2023.
Of 2023, yeah. Go ahead and watch the summit. Sign up, register, and attend a demo of Ministry Brands Amplify, and actually you will be entered into the chance to win $10,000. We're going to pick 5 churches to receive that investment or a free instance for a year of the Ministry Brands Amplify suite. So make sure you do that. Steve, did I get those details right?
2 thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Hooray.
He gave a thumbs up. You didn't see it, but it's there. 2 thumbs up.
You felt it
Yes.
in your heart.
Yes. All right. It's time. We did this on the first episode.
Oh.
I think it's fitting for our first live in-person episode.
Okay.
That we do our final 5 again.
Oh, man.
Okay?
I wish I knew what my answers were
Yeah.
originally.
Yeah, that would be funny to test them. We should do it every, I don't know, like 20 episodes or something.
Probably.
Things change, right?
Yeah. Have
Okay.
I grown or am I just consistent?
Yeah. All right, first one.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure. Probably not, but no.
One book that you'd recommend to church leaders.
Okay. Recommend is probably the wrong word because I haven't read it yet, but I am excited to have Jason Thacker
Yep.
on the podcast. So his book, Following Jesus in a Digital Age, I have not read it yet, but I'm excited. So it's on my queue of books to read. So I cannot yet recommend it, but I can say I'm excited to read it.
Yeah.
Does that count?
It does. It counts. I've read it. It's very good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can recommend it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm borrowing yours kind
Yeah.
of in mind. Thank you.
That's not my official one, though.
It's fine. You can at least support mine.
You can use it.
What's
Yep.
yours?
Mine is Boundaries.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
That's a good book. Boundaries, Henry Cloud, and another person that I can't remember.
Is
the
that
name right now.
the one where there's different boundaries in work, boundaries in marriage, boundaries in they're just so good.
Yep. Yeah. So the whole thing's really good, but yeah, that's been like this theme, and I actually it's been a lot of conversations with like pastor friends as well. Been a theme for me is like, how do you draw boundaries? And just like, I've just felt more empowered to say no, which is like, it's one of those things that until you start doing it,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, and then when people say no to me, I'm sort of like, super cool. Like,
That's okay.
draw a boundary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
I don't know if you were, I was raised just manners and being polite, and I'm a preacher's kid. So I think we were just, you always give. So like saying no,
It's not
like
a
was
thing. Yeah.
counter to being like Jesus. And I was like, that's not in the Bible.
It's not. Yeah.
Not in the Bible.
and too, like, there's something too, I know in ministry where there's a heart to serve.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to say no.
Right. Like most of us, we get into ministry to serve
Sure.
and to be a part of a mission. But what happens is that starts to like, you don't know when you can say no. Like
Yeah.
where does serving stop? And now it's like,
That's right.
it keeps going. And so, yeah, boundaries.
That's a whole episode right there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry Cloud, if you're listening to this or watching
And whomever else.
yes, I know. I feel
At
terrible.
all.
I should know the co-author, but boundaries, really good.
That's a good one.
All right. We both have our phones, so
Yeah.
this is like, you need to open up.
Okay.
I feel like, so last thing that you've listened to on Spotify or Apple Music.
Okay.
Now, often our guests are like podcasts or audiobooks.
I know.
Which is great. Sometimes not.
I love that. That's fine.
But I'm going with music.
Okay. What is yours? Because I went first last time.
Mine is On Fire by Switchfoot from their beautiful Letdown 20-year anniversary, like re-release.
Oh, the re-release?
Yeah.
How is
That
it?
is a jam. It's great. First of all, it like brings you back, but you also listen to these songs are like they still hold up. They're like, they were bangers then, bangers now.
That does not always prove to be true.
No. And my son is like super into, especially like the guitar work and stuff.
I like that.
Yeah, literally looking right now.
That's a good answer.
On Fire by Switchfoot.
Okay. Mine is not one, it's a playlist. And I do not mean this to be as stereotypical as it's going to be, but it is just worship playlist. Because
That's the title of the playlist?
Worship, just modern worship playlist.
Did you create the name?
No, I borrowed
okay.
it from Spotify.
Okay.
I went to search and typed that in, and that's what happened. So it's like radio,
Yeah.
so it's just like a worship playlist. Because my 7-year-old daughter, I was not listening to worship. I don't usually in my car. That's usually like, and I'm getting ready in the morning.
Yeah.
That's the shower time.
Okay.
The car is usually, we need hype.
Yeah,
We're on our way to school. We need some power, energy.
Let's do it. Let's get going.
Yeah. Switchfoot might do the trick, but I haven't thought about that. But my 7-year-old asked, "Is this music about God and Jesus?" And I went, "No."
Yeah.
And I had a mom guilt moment. Went, man. So I switched it. So when we get in the car,
Nice.
we're trying to create some good habits. Where we go into school in the mornings, we listen to music about God and Jesus.
Nice. This is about God. No, this is about a party in the USA.
That's And there was once a young princess named Miley. And
Yeah. Let me tell you about having a Britney song on the radio.
No, so this has actually been a really good, like in the car, just me and my girls on the way to school, having God and Jesus music.
Yeah. All right. Favorite piece of technology?
I do remember saying my Aura ring, which is this that monitors like my. I remember I manage heart rate and sleep. That's still high on my list, but earbuds, it's got to be, or AirPods. I'm sorry, they're part of every day.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They are.
I don't know if anyone
Speaking
can hear.
of banger.
Yeah, we got some music outside. Somebody's having a good time.
I like it. We had a helicopter. Oh, what is it?
I don't know. They just turned it up though, almost as though they heard us. And they're like,
like,
"Hey, no
can
problem."
I answer question number 2?
I didn't know you wanted that louder. Like, I'll turn it louder for you.
I'm gonna Shazam it and see if that might be my.
Let's
new
do it
answer.
real time. Let's do it real time
I
Shazam.
think it's gonna work.
I don't know, but
I
I'll
think
try
it's
it
too
too.
vague. I wonder if it can even hear through there.
It feels like maybe Pearl Jam or something.
I was gonna say, it sounds very 90s. Oh. I don't know. Is it working? It is not God and Jesus music, no.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
It could be.
Wait, it's expanding the search.
Is it trying? Does everybody know what the Shazam app is? And if you haven't tried it, for those that haven't, no shameless plug, you've been like, what's that song? And you hear it.
Yeah.
Shazam. I don't know, how do you think that works?
Yeah.
That's something that I don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
How do you have a library to that much music you can identify?
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Somebody had thought of that and turned it into an app.
Whew. All right. Well, this is a live episode. We like to hit record on our episodes and just go for it.
See what happens.
Just go for it. So here we are. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I'll answer the favorite piece of technology piece. Mine was AirPods before.
Okay. It's not anymore?
It's wireless Bluetooth headphones. Across the top, on the ear. Awesome.
I almost said that.
Yeah.
Because it sits on my Peloton bike.
Yeah.
The AirPods don't do the trick.
Yeah.
I need the full Princess Leia, cancel out everything else to work out.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a good one.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in, listening, watching this. Thank you for putting up with the helicopters and, our friend who's got the music going. This is like our outro music, I think. Just missed the cue just slightly.
A little
early. It's all good. There's grace for
He's
that.
an intern.
It's
We're
no
gonna,
problem. Yeah.
Totally
understandable. Thank you for listening, watching. If you haven't, go check out the Healthy Church Summit.
Did we mention that?
We mentioned that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're there. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, do all the things that podcast people ask you to do. We'll see you next time.